What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to another video with Mr. S. Kinda didn't care. I don't know. Like, I wanted to do this one today. I feel like it'd have been fun. It'd been nice change to how the day went. I spent my whole day crawling under a mm, maybe 2 foot deep crawl space, having it insulate over my head, a bunch of cobwebs, rocks everywhere. So it was great. It's in a tank top and shorts, you know, covered in dirt as I came out, sweating, just cobwebs everywhere. But wasn't a bad day overall. I mean, it went a lot easier than it could have just because of the help and then just I don't know. I guess my mood. That's one thing I can say that I've noticed. Like at one time, man, like my boss was in a bad mood, I'd be in a bad mood. If somebody said something out the way to me, I'd be thinking about it all day. I'm definitely turning it down. I don't want to hear that. But I've been thinking about it all day. And it's crazy how if you change the way you think, then you can man, it's like nothing can really mess with you. Like, I don't know, it's just odd because like at this point, there's situations where, let's say for example, I'm driving a motorcycle. I have a Ninja 500, and even at this point, like it can be storming and I'll be in the rain, I can still, it's like nothing bugs me anymore in a way. Which I guess that's just what happens whenever you're growing with God and things of that nature, trying to fix your mind instead of letting things really keep you down. Which I don't know. It blows my mind how so many people are so content with being the same and just dealing with the same crap instead of embracing change and moving forward, and instead of taking less than their worth is just because they're used to it. But I really just I don't know. Can never be me. The way I grew up, there's no way. But also because like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a little nuts. Uh, so if I don't address my issues, then I'll flip. Like it's bad. I'm just gonna say it's bad. I'm not gonna get into detail, but I don't know. Just growing up the way I did, growing up being poor and fighting and moving all the time and constant drama and just a toxic environment in general, it made me see life in a very different way. I don't know. It's just logically to me, like there's times where I've thought like there's no reason to play this game of life when heaven's the next step. Like, why play the game when that's what's going to happen afterwards? And see, some people are like, oh, because you don't know that, this, that, and the other. But I know that at this point, like, there's no shaking my faith and what I believe in just because of my personal experiences and how my mind has experienced them is it's unquestionable. But that's a big reason why I'm trying to do stuff like this, or eventually I want to do like podcasts with my friends and whatever else, just because I feel like that would be a fun way to live. And I feel like a lot of people would like the context, especially with me and my friends, because it puts me in a different atmosphere. This is, I mean, it's a lot more the intellectual side of me, I guess you could say. It's just more me talking and talking about what's on my mind compared to me messing around and just being that kind of person, which everybody knows. I mean, everybody has gets the different side of you in a way. It's just one thing I'm actually trying to learn too right now is how to just pretty much like, hmm, how do I say it? It's like I know who I am. I know my morals, my principles. I know my boundaries, but I don't know which version of me like I don't know which version of me to have. I think that's really just what I need. I pretty much have two versions because I have the intellectual side, and then when it comes to being serious and making logical choices, having to do things the hard way, and just so many things like that, handling pain, whatever else. And then I have more the emotional side where laid back, goofy, dancing, singing, really just letting it kind of go. I guess you'd say that. I don't know. Because I believe in everybody, there's masculine and feminine energy. So I guess the best way to put it would be, yeah, it's like the world. I got to have that masculine side, but like when I am with my friends or like my mom, like me and my mom, like we have a great time. We laugh constantly. It's always fun. I mean, constant jokes. Like even when my grandmother passed from pancreas cancer, we was having a great time. We was laughing and cutting up, and like there was just I don't know. We're like two peas in a pod essentially, but that's also because the whole base of who I am is her. Like the goofy side, the having fun, the laughing, but that side is not suitable for a man to be constantly because I mean you can, but you would have to be a lot of conflict, and I don't care for the conflict. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would rather just dial it back a little bit, keep peace, because I know that I can be a bit much. Like I'm out there. I'm not as bad now than like 16-year-old me, but that's also because I've grown up. So that's kind of what happens. If you let it happen, you have to change. You don't just get mature through age. Um, but yeah, no, for this point, I handle things in a very different way, and just because of that, it's really all the glory is to God. I'll say that without a shadow of a doubt. I never would have changed without God. God intervening in my life and saving me really turned me around. Cause I wouldn't be here. I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. I would not be here. Which there's been other things that kind of keeps me around. Like my mom is one of them, and honestly, my dog. My dog's probably the second. Everybody else, I care very deeply for those people, and I would give my life for any of them. But I I know that they're strong enough. They would be strong enough to deal with it if that happened. But of course, I would never do it. I mean, not now that I've found God and I fixed my mind, like I said, beforehand. But like I really, there's been a lot of times, should I say, because like I say, you come from the life that I lived and doing the things I've done, it's this, that, and the other. Like all the excuses that people normally give. Uh, with that, it changes how you think, changes how you see the world, how you see people, how you address people. Like I'm not a people person. I can be like when I want to be. Like I can talk to anybody. I'm cool with anybody. I can make anybody laugh. Like that's just who I am. But knowing who people are, it's like, especially today's world, man, dude, y'all people wake the hell up. It is insane how blind everybody is at this point. But so in today's world, it's like you have to adjust things a certain way. Like you can't even have old school morals no more. Like I was doing work at a certain old hotel in downtown Greensboro, and one of the managers there, you know, as a man, especially doing construction work, you meet a lot of people, and you always want to be respectful. I was always taught my mom to be respectful, respect your elders. So you be respectful to people, which when you don't know someone's name, it's yes ma'am, yes sir. Like I say it to everybody. And this guy is an obvious guy. Like it's obvious because they are all obvious until they, get the makeup or the Botox and the different surgeries and yeah, no. But at first, yes, they are quite obviously men because men have masculine traits. Men are different. Men have a crap ton more of testosterone, which makes us look just a little different. So, but no, I was saying, I'm like, yes, sir. And he's like, don't call me sir. and I would look, and then I would do it again. Like, all right, yeah, man, I got it. Just 'cause it's natural, and like, oh, don't call me that. And it's like they're entitled. Like, what makes people feel entitled that I have to change how I was raised because you got some issues you don't want to handle? Like, I can anybody you can do whatever you want to. I don't care about that honestly, as long as it's not being forced down your throat, which the new world definitely is. Uh, which of course they are. It's just that's the plan of the world. I might as well go ahead. Sometimes I'll stay there longer, 15, 20 ish, at least enough long enough to kill the megaton and then go do something else. But anyways, no, it's just it's wild that these people expect you to change your whole way of thinking to play a game with them. Like I won't do it. Like I understand it. Like I say, like dude, some of the best people I've met are gay or lesbian or I'm not gonna say trans. I haven't known really any trans people. Like like I said, that dude, he said don't call him a sir or a dude, but he didn't dress as if he didn't know he was a dude. Like he just looked like a old, like a '90s gay dude. You know what I mean? Like not like cartoony gay, just gay. Maybe a little flair, a little pizzazz, but nothing crazy. But no, it's I don't know. It's just crazy. Crazy how they expect you to change your whole way of thinking because they don't want to be called sir. But I'll still do it. I was definitely my mom always taught me to respect my elders, and like I said, so it came with that. Like it was always yes sir, yes ma'am. That's one thing I can say. Like we grew up. Like I've said things about us growing up rough, but man, uh, my mom still definitely taught me very well, like how to think and how to move and behave. And yeah, that was dumb. I thought someone was coming up behind me. You always see the power ups when you go off your damn plant, your track. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, even though we had it tough, I know she did her best, and I love my mom to death for it. Like I would do anything for her for sure. But just growing up that way, I mean, it's just stuff kind of happens. But like I said before, like she's been on her own since she was young. Struggling, teenager and single, and had me at 18. It's just she's done the best with what she had for sure. And she's come a very long way. I'm very proud of watching her grow through my eyes. I haven't seen a lot, and I've seen she's been through more than 96% of the people in this world probably could deal with. Like there's things that she's went through that blows like the hardcore mental training, like the army people or whoever does. Like it blows it all out of the water. Like she's had a life, and she's still dealing with it. But I'm helping her through all that for the best way I can, at least. But no, we did. We actually had a very fun and enjoyable childhood. There was a lot of bad, and when I describe my life, it sounds a lot worse. But to me, it was life. I didn't realize it was different. Oh yeah, that's what I need. No, I need a gun. Ah, take that. Oh, mm, yeah. Oh, freaking legendary on 12th round. What? That's wild. I'll never get a legendary on 12th round. This out of all guns, of course, it's this. Do I have a blueprint? Oh yeah, I do. But yeah, no, I love my mom to death, and she's my best friend out of everybody. Like, it's just because like I say, I'm essentially the male version of her. What am I doing? What am I doing? Hold on, think. Do I need to think and share and think? That's not what I meant to do. I'm gonna do this. Always do this. Free juggernaut every time. But yeah, no, we always make sure to have a good time. Anytime we're around each other. Where's the last one? Oh yeah, under the stairs. Do I care much about the next ammo? Not really. Oh, going ghost. Look at there, still got it. But what? Man, I tell you what, freaking crawling under a house is not it. It is, sucks. That while dancing, what? But no, man, I mean, it was a really good day though. Like my boss and his wife kind of got in a little argument, but I mean that happens between husband and wife, so they didn't really mind me none. But no, it was all right. Everybody was, everybody's kind of mentality was in. It was better than it normally would be in those situations. So I think that's what made it. It made it. You can deal with it. Mm. Which I will say, like insulating really ain't that bad. Uh, excuse me. But no, it's like it's really not that bad. As soon as you just have to kind of embrace it. Like if you sit there and think about it and really sit on it, then it's gonna suck. But if you just embrace it, go ahead and get down in the dirt, uh, start crawling around and this, that, and the other. You'll be straight. Look at that, man. God is good. I really don't like the ray gun. If I'm gonna keep it a buck, but that's not a bad gun to zone out, so I can continue talking to. My dad just texted me. You should invite Kevin to Cold War. I want to invite Kevin to Cold War. All right, apologies. I had to respond to my father. He wanted me to invite my little brother to a game multiplayer. I might play afterwards. I know I need to. I mean, we haven't played in God knows how long. Too long. No, I don't need that. What do I need? What do I need? I need perks. What perk? Dead shot would be bad. Okay. Yeah, I was for trouble for now. Apologies, need some drink. Mm. Not like passion fruit juice. That's what I will say. That's probably one of the worst things about being in crawl space. Is one is it's kind of better because it's cooler than it is outside just because it's ground level and the ground usually stays cool. Only time it really sucks is when you have to insulate. If you have to insulate like attic spaces, like today my boss had to do spray insulation in the attic while we started doing the insulation in the crawl space. And yeah, no, he said it probably felt like 120 plus degrees, and he's about to pass out because it's a lot hotter than it is outside. And today I think it was like 94, 95 maybe. It was flipping hot. Like it's crazy how hot it was. Uh, just that plus the humidity, which I know some people's like, oh, that's hotter, but like no, I don't do 80 is too much for me. I like the cold. I don't know if it's because of my ancestors were from the cold. I don't know why, but cold is my thing. Like I was the kid who was outside in slides and no shirt and shorts when it snows outside, because the cold was always my thing. It's changed a little bit since I've gotten older, but still, no, I'm 100% cold person. Like I sleep in the AC all year long. Set it to low 60s every night. I don't know. It's just that's how I've always been. Which I would have it colder, honestly, if I could. But all I got's a window unit currently, so with that, you're only limited on your options. But it does well. These guys suck. Like I'm not paying attention, and it's just mowing through them. Some are like, oh, there's no way you're not paying attention. It's like, "Oh, but I am though. I am, but I'm not." It's really the whole thing of it is that's why I can keep a continuous thought for the most part, is really the whole point is you just, 1, stay constantly moving is what I do just because it kinda makes it easier. But just anything that moves, just freaking slice at it. And usually works out. So yeah, no, I mean, that's the only reason. Like I tried the multiplayer before this, and I'm low key like that multiplayer, but I have to focus in multiplayer. So talking and things of that nature, it throws off my focus because I'm trying to form complete thoughts and try to put the stories together and remember where I started when I started talking about in the first place. 'Cause that one right there is definitely a hard one. As soon as I start talking and then I go down a rabbit hole or rabbit trail, and usually I don't forgot by the time I get to the end of making my 14th side point, which is just another reason why having ADHD just keeps things interesting, keeps it fun, keeps it fresh. I don't need that right now. Uh, no, I don't mind it. I do need I need to master it though. But that's been a whole the thing that me and God are working through right now is trying to pretty much make my mind to be a sound place and being able to stay in the moment and learn to truly focus on living in the present than being in my mind 24/7 because that's a really big issue I have. That's an issue I've always had, and I don't know. I mean, other people might deal with it. I have no idea. I know some people who do because they also have ADHD or they overthink, but I mean, I have both, and just the pair of the two makes it difficult, but also it makes it fun, it makes it interesting, it makes like there's a lot of pros to it. So it really just depends on all how really I look at it. And that's the reason why I've been trying to change how I think and realize that it could be a lot worse. Like it could always be worse. That's one thing that you know, I've always known is that no matter what, somebody has it worse than you do. So you should be grateful for the life that you have. If you compare to people, then you'll never be happy. That's just how it is. You have to be content with your own life. You have to have gratitude. You have to realize that your life and the time, like where you're at in life, it's not going to be the same as other people because they've been on a different track than you. It's your life. You have to live it. So you have to find a way to be content because it's basically like one good dude explained. He said your eyes is basically like you're watching like a theater and you're just watching what's happening. Your mind though and everything else is constantly going, constantly thinking. It's not really you living in reality is not really a constant. It's more of you living in your mind. 'Cause like I said before, life is 90% how you react to stuff and 10% what happens. It sounds better if you say it the other way, but you get the point. Um, but no, so how you react and how you can mold your mind and things like that, it matters a great deal. And I've always had mental issues. I've always struggled with that. It's been nothing but hardship since I was a kid. Even though, like I said, I always looked at the brighter side of it, and I still enjoyed life as I got older. The things that happened became more and more apparent, especially like when it came to being in love or dealing with friends or getting jumped by a bunch of zombies on a plane wing. When those things happen, it really brought out the bad side of me, the toxic side. You know what I mean? Like everybody has them. No, I don't care what anybody says. Like no one's perfect. To be human is to be flawed. That is who we are. That's just another thing where people's like, oh, I don't want to go to God. Or you're a Christian and you still curse, or you still smoke, or you still drink. Like, yes, you should be working on it. Yes, you should give them up because when you do, you gain more power in God. That's the whole trick to it. Every time you break a chain, you grow with God and you become more of God, and you become more like minded of God, and that's when you really get the power of this life. So you should want to do that. But salvation is a gift. You don't have to do nothing for a gift. You just have to accept and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ was the Son of God and He died for your sins, and that's it. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. Like it's simple in a way, but really you have to be broken enough and tired enough of this life to get to that point to find something outside of yourself because you realize you simply cannot do it. Luckily enough, and I thank God for it. I was able to learn this lesson a lot quicker than most people, it seems. Uh, just my walk with God and the rabbit trails that He has me going down. It's exciting to see the possibility of His plan at the end of the day, and I never would have ever, expected to be where I'm at, which I still have a lot of room to grow, obviously, but I'll be growing till the day I die. So with that, from where I was to where I am now, I am truly blessed and honored for that because I didn't think I'd make it. I thought I was one of the people who would have ended up dying or being a young father. I figured something was going to happen. I didn't think I would see 18 in all reality. He's gonna knock me the hell out. You see that? Crazy. Think you know a guy. But no, I thought I'd be dead by the time I was, 18 or in prison, one or the other, because I was doing a lot of bad things when I was younger, like things neither of my parents know about, things most people who know me don't know about, which most people who know me don't know about a lot of things because I don't share things with most people. It just if you know, then you know. Some people are just fully open to tell everything, but I can't. It sits against everything that I've learned. Like no, every time if you open up, you get hurt, you get screwed over, someone uses it against you, something happens. So you have to be careful and filter out what what you expose to people because people will be quick to use stuff. So with that, I've always kind of just watched myself. Which with this, it's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna try to, I don't know, like it's difficult. That's the reason why I'll pause a lot because I'm trying to figure out, filter through the ideas and things like that. Just because like so much has happened, and there's some things I would never share with anybody, and there's some things I don't care to share. You know what I mean? I don't care if people know. Like it's whatever. It's life. Life happens. People are so ashamed to talk about life or whatever else when everybody has some type of trauma, everybody has some type of bad experience, everybody's dealing with stuff. And human nature is we all focus on the bad too. So that's why as everybody gets older, they get more and more depressed unless they find something to fix themselves. Which some people find it, some people don't. It just really all depends on the person and really God's plan. But no, that's one thing I can say that I'm truly grateful for is that God did choose me. That's another thing too. Everybody thinks they're the main character of this damn story. Everybody. It drives me insane. Which I'm not gonna lie. And when I said I am a humble person, I will say that I gauge myself well, I think, or fair. I judge everything from a fair point of view. Um. But I'm very humble. I could be so much worse just based on the mind and the person that I've become. But no, I've always thought I was that guy. So I've always been that person even before I found God. Now it's not that I'm bad, but there's a lot more confidence in who I am because God has shown it to me. God has taught me. But, uh, damn, what was the point I was trying to make? Rerun. Mm, oh yeah, no, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that they're the main character, and they're not. The people has been alive on this earth. Good luck trying to guess the exact number. You know how many, beings there been who have done things so much more important, or least important. It's a very huge scale. But as you get older, you realize that it's not your story, it's God's story. And God chooses his people accordingly because one, he knows he can use them. Two, he knows the whole plan. But three is because he's the main character. It's his story. So, like, I thank God daily that he chose me because that means he's going to use me, but also he is going to glorify and give me the life my heart desires as long as it's according to his will. But most of it is. I mean, wife, kids, a lot of land, my own personal piece of paradise, essentially, with a lot of things that go really fast. So I mean, I don't, but God's not going to give you like if you're sitting there and you're praying and you're like, God, just let me get one more fix. God's not going to give you that. No, things of the world are not of God. That's pretty simple to really think about. Dang, I still don't have enough salvage. But no, that's all you have to just when you get older or you experience life enough, you realize you can't do it by yourself. Life is too much, and that's essentially what happens. You try to take life in your hands, so God lets you. God's not going to force himself on you. God is not going to make you follow him. That's why we have free will for the purpose. Everyone's like, oh, why did God create the devil if he can see everything? Well, because without free will, you have to have evil to have good, right? You have to have a villain to have a hero. You have to have dark to have light. You have to have cold to have heat. It's yin and yang. Like there's two sides of the same coin is what they are. And with God, God wants you to love him. And so with that, he will take care of you. But God loved us first before he loved him. That's what it says in the Bible. And since God wants that love, it has to be a free will because without free will, there's no love. Without which, I don't know. That one's kind of iffy with me because one got me, one that did not feel free at all, and I can't shake it. I mean, I've dealt with it, but I feel like give me a week talking back to that individual, and it'd be right back. I can damn near guarantee it. So I don't know if I would say that's free, but for most people, I do believe that it is. Um, or hate, like there's certain things that you have to have free will. So I think that's why God did have to create evil or the devil because he had to give us a chance to choose him. Because God's not going to force you to spend eternity with him. Everybody has heard of God or of heaven or things of that nature through this life. It naturally happens. Um, so everybody kind of has that knowledge of God. It's implanted in our hearts. And with that, after if you have to have enough of life, and that's when you turn to it, and that's when life really begins, if you ask me. It's crazy too. Somebody was like, "Oh, how do you know that Jesus is the one true religion?" It's like, well, for starters, everybody talks about Jesus. Everybody talks about how great of a teacher Jesus was. Buddhist talks about, or Buddha, sorry, talks about him. Like everybody had something to say about him. But Jesus is the only religion that I've seen people who were horrible become amazing. Like I've seen there's because people don't change. That's one thing I've noticed. People don't like to change. People try to avoid it. So with that, I mean, it seems like even people who truly find it become new beings, and that's what the Bible says. It does. It changes your mind, it changes your heart, changes how you feel, how you think. It changes how you see this world, and it gives you a type of power that you don't have in this world because everybody is so blind and everybody's asleep to the truth. Like everybody sees the damn all these entertainers drink break, sorry. All these entertainers putting up the damn Illuminati signs or, covering the eye or putting the Freemason symbols and all this, that, and the other. Or so good. Or they'll have their damn concert and it's like a full on seance for some reason. People's like, "Oh, you're crazy. It's just entertainment. It's just entertaining." Like, no, it's not. It's evil and it's very forced and it's brainwashing all of the kids. And like, y'all imagine how bad these kids are going to be in 15, 20 years. Like, y'all don't. Oh man, it's going to be horrible. This world is going to be a very bad place. It already is. I absolutely hate being on this earth. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because the earth has become ghetto. That's what it has. Everything. It's everybody. Everybody sucks. Every one of you, except for maybe the 20%. I'll say 20% of them don't suck. In another video, I'll say 10%, but that means I'm talking about the bottom, bottom income hood people, which most of them are probably black. I'm gonna keep it a buck because that's what seems to be the culture. Uh, sucks. I don't understand why, but I know if they make it out, they're good, but some people never can. But no, that when I say the 20%, there's 20% of people who's probably, you know, damn, I forgot my point. I'm telling you, such a pain in the ass to deal with. Uh, I have nothing. Wow, that's crazy. I full on here. I blanked. All right then. Well, I guess we're gonna be talking about something else. What about these zombies though? No, I'm kidding. Uh, but no, man, it really is. I remember now. No, it's wild that this world is so blind to the truth. It's so crazy. People's like, oh, I can be me. I want to be like this, that, and the other. It's like, man, these kids weren't damn disciplined as when they were younger. Like that's the reason why '90s and early 2000s was so much better because those kids got, I'm not gonna say abused, but they got punished. They made sure to know what was what. They made sure to do their chores. They made sure to be home at a certain time. They made sure to listen to the adults. They made sure to be respectful. Like there was just so many things that was required from those generations. And then, of course, going back, but it's a generation that still had God and believed in God. And now, man, dude, people are a joke. For real. Like I said, man, this earth is damn, it's ghetto as hell now. And I don't like it. I'll continue to live here. And I really hope I can help people. I truly do. I pray God uses me for that. But no, people are a joke. People never cease to amaze me. And that's the reason why I live life very carefully, but I still try to I'm different than these other men. I will say that. I'm proud of that too. Most men are dogs, which I mean, I have bad habits. I'm breaking, I mean, I'll occasionally, look at a girl or check her out quickly, but as soon as I notice myself doing it, I look away. But girls, if you're gonna wear certain stuff, it's obviously that you want that attention, so don't complain when you get it. I mean, a dude who's ripped with, six pack, stocky or whatever else, they don't take their shirt off just because. Right? They want to take their shirt off. They want the attention. They worked for it. Girls, you wearing these tight ass leggings, you're going to get looked at. Or the short shorts, you're going to get looked at. I hate to say it, it's just that's the way it is. But women look at men the exact same. I know women look at me all the time when I'm in the gym. Which I mean, I do wear a tank top, but that's because, like I said, I'm a cold person and I don't like sweating. I don't like heat. Working out makes me hot, so the coolest shirt that I can wear would be a tank top. I would wear nothing if I could. Uh, but which I know some gyms you actually can, but mine is not one of them. I just go to old basic old Planet Fitness, which I didn't go today. That's the reason why I decided to do this today because normally I'd have went to the gym, but after today at work, my body is it needs a break. Which I think I'm gonna get off here at 30 anyways, because it's already kind of late, low key. I mean, it's not late. It's only a little bit after 7. But but I haven't eaten dinner. And I need to get set up for bed. I gotta read up on some things and do this, that, and the other. Clean up, do my dishes. Be an adult essentially. So I can't be on here all night. Plus, man, I don't know why, but like, man, it's just like I can talk to my friends. I actually don't talk to my friends constantly. I usually get pretty good pauses in when I do pause. Yeah, maybe not. That's probably the most constantly that I talk nonstop. Well, not nonstop, obviously, because I just stop, but in a more frequent manner. Like my mind is constantly going. That's how it is. But of course, my throat don't hurt when I'm constantly talking to myself because the body is not involved in that conversation. Look at there. I'm glad I got that max ammo. Now I would have really been in bad shape. I had to reload my damn shovel. See, normally I would actually yell right there. When I'm by myself, I yell a lot. My damn throat hurts so bad, I can't do it. Like it's I know it's probably gonna sound monotone as hell. I need to find a pitch of voice that I can speak in comfortably. That's not as bad. I mean, it still kinda hurts, but it's a lot more lower enough to know. No, it still hurts. I don't know. Hmm. I'll figure it out. I need to get one of them damn bucket hats so I can get a drink. Just have the straw. Got the one from SpongeBob. He was number one. I'm talking about. But the straw in the drink. I would probably put. I wouldn't put alcohol in it. I'm not a drinker. Never was. Never will be. Seen alcohol destroy a lot of lives, a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of bad things with alcohol. Alcohol is ew. No, don't do it. Oh, run in your pockets. Oh, damn. Well, you had to jump me. Take that with you. Mm, that. You're dead. That. Oh, it's the kill with the shovel. It's a luxury. I wish I had a machine gun. Oh, that's the reason why I wish I had a machine gun, just for instant kill moments. This work. I don't know. Luckily, I was thinking about it. I think the whole issue with this channel currently, it's not the fact of the content. It's not more what I'm saying, but it's more just the videos in the background. Because most people who listen to the things that I'm saying aren't going to be watching video game streams. It's an illogical thing to think that's going to happen. I hope that somebody stumbles upon it. Maybe the word spreads, but I don't know. Maybe I do need to figure out like a type of background thing to do or something. I don't know. I don't want to show myself. Like that's a big thing. Like I don't care to. Not for a while. But I don't know. I guess it's a process. I'm sure I'll figure it out as time goes along. We'll see. We'll figure it out together. You're from the future. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you'd enjoyed it. Ignore the little perverted laugh in the beginning. I promise you, I'm not that weird. I'm kind of weird though, but in a funny, innocent kind of way. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm getting kind of older. It might just become a weird kind of way, honestly. No, I don't think so. I think it's the presentation. That is what really matters. I'm also using this. Instant kills off. Damn, son. Look, I instantly just start getting jumped. Where my eyes aren't adjusting to the from the green. Okay, there they are. That's one thing I can say definitely sucks. Being in a dark crawl space and then having the light shine and hit your eyes directly like when you're not prepared for it and you're not like when you're in the dark and you're looking towards the light, but everything around you is dark except that one spot. It's hard because your eyes can't quite adjust, so you can't see correctly. So there's a lot of times like I had to freaking do full on 180s trying to get to the almost said 360s, full on 180s on my back, so that way it wasn't in my eyes and shit like that. I think the worst thing's probably my back and my hip, just because like moving through there when it's a crawl space down low, you don't want to crawl on your hands and knees. It's very impractical. It's slow. You're getting caught up, or at least I am, because I can't bend and move like that. Uh, so you're getting caught on things, and you're trying to be fast and stuff and stuff, but not you don't want to get in your eyes either. So you need to be able to move quickly. So what I've started doing is I just lay on my back directly under the floor joists, and I essentially stuff the piece in. I swivel, kind of using my butt like a top, and I twist under there, so I can work the whole piece in down the whole joist. And then to move, I'll grab two floor joists above me, just kind of Lego hands them, and just grip them, and just pick myself up and place me under the next one, and just keep going like that. So because of that, though, it's like my damn back from laying on rocks all day and sliding around this, that, and other. It doesn't feel good. Which also, my couch gives me horrible posture. Like it's comfortable, but my back is essentially in a damn, like a U shape, kind of like that. You know what I mean? So just like going up. It's not really the direct 45-degree angle that we should be, because it's more of a. It's just like a blown out cushion, cotton, back pillow that goes there. So it's kind of formed to my back, and ain't got no stiffness to it. Which I have a game chair that would make me sit correctly, but the back's all blown out. So when I lay in it, the damn metal pole that goes up the back of the seat makes my back. It agitates it so badly. Which I'm actually going to go to the doctor soon, try to see if I can get myself fixed and looked at. Just because, like, I'm only 25, soon to be 26. But man, there's no way that there are other people my age don't feel the way I do. There's no way. Because I see how they act, I see how they move, I see everything. It's not possible that everybody's dealing with it. Like my buddy Fernando, he's a good example. Love the guy to death, but he's a little softer because he don't get hurt like that. I guess I don't know. So he'll jam his finger and like he'll be done playing basketball for 15, 20 minutes sometimes. It's like it drives me crazy because like even me, like that's one thing I'm working on is comparison. I don't mean to compare. But unfortunately, I do because of just everything I've experienced is like there's how like like I've said before, I've gotten a motorcycle wreck doing close to 80, maybe over 80. I wasn't really sure. I was at 75. I started increasing speed. I was already in high RPM, so I was increasing speed quickly, and then I came to a sudden stop. So I'm not sure where I was at by the time I stopped. So 75 plus range. But as soon as I got slung from it, one reflexes, I was able to be quick enough to while I was rolling from I was pretty much was rolling in a let's say you're going down the road, right? I was rolling in a horizontal way along the road in this exit lane. And as I was rolling, I was trying to avoid my head from making contact. So I was catching myself with my hands every time I would go face down to the road, essentially, as I was getting skipped. But as soon as I stopped rolling, I already hopped up, got the bike out of the way, uh, and then I kind of sat there and I mean, it took me a second. Then the pain started kind of wearing in, which I know there was adrenaline, so I know it's a little different, but there's no hesitation when it comes to me. Like, there's times like, man, I've stabbed myself so many times in my line of work. Like, there was this one time, right? Oh, there's this nice hotel. It's called the O. Henry Hotel in Friendly Center. Anybody knows it? If you know it, don't bring this. Well, I mean, I don't care. It's in the past. It happens. So essentially, me and my dad's company was we were remodeling the whole hotel. Did the bathrooms, all the tile in the O. Henry hotels we did, except for like lobby stuff like that. But any bathrooms in the rooms, the suites up on the top floor, we did all those. And pretty much it's the whole room is wrapped in tile. Everything. There's different curves, different everything. The whole room's wrapped. Ooh, I said I was gonna leave. But so the whole room is wrapped up in this tile. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. You can save that trick if you want to. It's a good one. But yeah, no. So oh look at that, and I got a freaking chopper gunner, so I can just mow these guys down. I'm gonna kill this dude just because I can. Oh yeah, and I got a monkey. It's crazy how well I'm prepared for this when I didn't prepare for it at all. Mm. Oh, you thought you was like that? Oh, look at that. Back it up. Grenade. Oh, ah, I kill him. I didn't kill him. Die. Ah. But yeah, no. So we were mounting this hotels, and I was cleaning up this thing. It's called mortar trowel. Mortar trowel, you use it whenever you're doing tile or more. It's pretty much just a handheld rectangular trowel. And I was scraping off the inside on it, and I was holding the handle in my left hand, had the knife in my right hand. I was scraping it, going towards my hand like an idiot, and then essentially I sliced off the whole meat of my knuckle, right? But when I did, I didn't slice cleanly through, so a piece of it was still hanging on. Like I have the scar on my left knuckle right here in front of me. Kind of looks like an X. Uh, but so I didn't slice all the way through, so I had a piece of dead meat on it, and it wouldn't heal quicker because I had this dead meat. So I actually had to get my friend Fernando to get a utility knife, and I will go on record and say we should have changed the blade. It was not a sharp utility knife. We've done been using it. It was probably scraping out grout out of the thing or thin set, whatever it was. We've done used it, so it wasn't very sharp. Essentially, I had my buddy Antoine hold my right hand and kind of give me something to focus on squeezing, which he damn near buckled because I about broke his hand. And Fernando had to saw the piece of skin off of my damn knuckle. That was a good gash. I should have went and got uh some type of stitches for it, honestly. I don't know if it get stitches just because where the bone was, but I just let it heal. So yeah, like I've had moments like that. I've had a knife go all the way through my hand and the left side of my hand in the L shape of my left hand, right in the middle, basically an inch back from the index finger knuckle. I've stabbed myself full blade in my hand back out. Same spot, I've actually ripped off a chunk of meat with a metal metal stud. There it is. Yes, I ripped a chunk off a metal stud. I have a scar on my face from getting hit with, bust my face up with a hammer. I have a Y-shaped scar on my leg where I got staples in my leg when I was 9 because a brick went through my leg. Like I have all these different scars and pains, and it's just other people. It's like they get hurt just a little bit. I think, oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, ow, ooh, someone feel bad for me. Like I don't know. Like I just that's one thing I can say. The comparison is something I'm definitely working on. I don't know. It's difficult. I don't know if I'm gonna say it's difficult, but it's not like something that eats at me. But I do need to work on it. But anyways, man, thanks for spending the time for me on this hot Tuesday. Which it's not Tuesday or it might not be hot when you listen to this. I have no idea. But currently in my little this little speck of time that's always going to be captured by this moment. It's hot, and it's the end of a Tuesday. It's 7:26. Sitting on my couch, basketball shorts and socks. That's it. Got the AC running. My dog's over there licking her snatch. That's the world we're living in. I'm sitting in my small one bedroom house. My lack of things I wish I had, but knowing I'm also blessed. I'm thankful to God that I've seen another day. Thank you guys. Appreciate you sticking with me through this. Did if you liked it, tell your friends. Kind of make sure you let them know. But of course, also if you got any questions, comments, concerns, as long as you do it in an adult manner, feel free to ask. Appreciate it. Peace out and God bless.